As soon as you sign up for a reseller package with us, your domain name needs to be pointing to Makuruwan branded Nameservers so that your DNS can propagate correctly. Now, this is not really good if you are planning on reselling web hosting to your clients, because not only your domain name will need to be pointing to our Nameservers, but also your clients' domain names that you are going to be putting into that reseller package also need to be pointing to Makuruwan branded Nameserver so that everything can resolve correctly. Now, at Makuruwan, we allow our resellers to register private Nameservers. That way you can white label everything and no one will really know that you are a reseller with Makuruwan Web Services. Some registrars, they allow you to register private Nameservers, some they don't. At Makuruwan, we allow you that opportunity, especially when you are a reseller. If your registrar doesn't allow you that, you would have to reach out to them, contact them and ask them if they allow you to register private Nameservers. Maybe they won't allow it, maybe they will. If they don't allow it, then you have two options. You can still use Makuruwan branded Nameservers, or you can transfer your domain to us and then you can register your private Nameservers. So to register your private Nameservers, first you have to log into your client area. I'll put in my credentials. And as soon as I log in, I will click on domains. Now this is my domain. If I click on these three dots and then I can click on manage domains, or I can just click my domain right in this wall bar. So I'm going to just click there. I'm now given a bunch of options: Nameservers, register, log, add-ons, blah blah blah. What I really want now is where it says private Nameservers. From here you can create and manage custom Nameservers for your domain. For example, ns1.example, ns2.example.com. So we want to register our Nameservers for creators.com. Now, where do we get these Nameservers and the IP address that we need to put here? If I open my dashboard in the new tab here, if I press Control or Command, Control on a PC or Command on Mac, right? If I hold down Control and then I click, it will open a new tab, and then I click on Services. You can see I have this service. If I click on this service, now you can see my private Nameservers are already here. We have ns1.creators.com and the IP address, ns2.creators.com and the IP address. If you don't want, then you would have to click where it says use our Nameservers. So you can see that instead of using your private Nameservers, you have to use Makuruwan branded Nameservers. We don't want to do that. We want to use these private names. For the first one, we have ns1.creators.com. So if I come back here already, we just have to type ns1, and you can see there's already a .creators.com here for us, ns1, and then I grab this IP address, I paste it here, and then I click on save changes, and you see a message which says the Nameserver was successfully registered. So already we have registered one Nameserver. We now want to register the second Nameserver, which is ns2.creators.com. So again, we'll type ns2 here, .creators.com, and then for the IP address, we grab the second IP address, copy, come back here, paste the IP address, click on save changes. Now we have registered our Nameserver. So to see if these changes have already propagated, there's a website that you can use which is called dnschecker.org. If I type in my domain, creators.com, click on ns here, click on search, and you can see that these Nameservers are corresponding with Makuruwan branded Nameservers, right? Here where we said use our Nameservers, you can see they are corresponding with Makuruwan branded Nameservers. So to change these Nameservers, right, I'm now going to say I've already registered my private Nameservers. I now want to use those Nameservers. So I'll come where it says Nameservers, under manage here, Nameservers. Now I can use my private Nameserver. So you can see we were using ns3.makuruwan.com and ns4.makuruwan.com. We no longer want to use those ones. So we're now going to update to ns1.creators.com. I copy that and then I paste here, and then I change the 1 to 2, Then I say change Nameservers. We still need to update our DNS zone for this reseller package. So to do that, I will come back to my account. I'll close this tab. And then I'll come back to my services. Click on reseller. So to update the DNS zones for collectors.com so that they can properly use these private name servers here, I'll click on log into WHM, which is the web host manager. Awesome. So if I come here in search tools and then I type basic web host, you see it has already popped up here, basic web host manager setup. You can see under name servers, still it's inheriting ns3.makuruwan.com. I want to explicitly set name servers. Click there, and then for the name server one, it's ns1.collectors.com, ns2.collectors.com. Save changes. You can see now it's using ns1.collectors.com and ns2.collectors.com, but still that is not enough. We still want to make few more changes. So again, I'll click on DNS. I'll search for DNS, sorry, and then I'll use DNS Zone Manager. Wait for it to load. It might seem as if it's not loading anything, but something will eventually come up. Now I'll click on Manage. So the first thing that we need to update is the SOA record. So I'll click on Edit, and then I'll change this to ns1.collectors.com. You can leave everything as it is, save record. Now for the name servers, NS here, NS records, I need to change this first one to ns1.collectors.com, save record, and then the other one to ns2, not ns1, to ns2.collectors.com, save record. I also need to create A records for ns1 and ns2 collectors.com. So you can see if I just want to show A records only, you can see we have an A record for collectors.com and all these other ones, but we don't have A records for our name servers. We also want to have those A records. So to add those A records, I'm going to click here where it says add record, and then the type is going to be an A record, and then for the name, I'm just going to say ns1. And then for the record, you see as soon as I type ns1, say ns1.collectors.com. For the record, we still want to take this IP address and then paste it here, save record. So we now have an ns1.com A record, ns1.collectors.com. We also want to add ns2, so I'll just type ns2. And then for the record, it's still an A record. And then for the IP address, here for the IPv4 address, I'll copy the second one, and then I'll paste save record. Come back here and make sure that everything is propagated. You can see some other locations are now starting to pick up. You can see we're now have United States, it's already Canada. They are now propagating. We now have Netherlands. We now have United Kingdom. All these locations, Malaysia, Australia, Singapore, South Korea, they are now picking out my private name servers. So after 24 hours, then all these ns3makuruwan.com will go away and no one will know that you are actually using a reseller package with Makuruwan, because all these will update to ns1collectors.com.